is Jessie Ann Nichols George, and I'm coming to you today with another aspect of gratitude. Now, in the past, I've covered how to be grateful when nothing seems to be going right. And today, what I wanted to do is to cover how to be thankful with those things that you don't like in your life. And this is a really different perspective because a lot of people are struggling with a lot of different things these days. I've heard a lot of people come to me and they said, Jessie, I've been out of work for months, or in some cases years. I've not had a job in 3 years. I'm not sure where my next meal is coming from. I don't know how to keep the kids fed. I don't know how to keep the house going. I don't know where I'm going to live at the end of this month if I don't have $6,000 to start covering my bills, and I can't seem to get extra work and all of these things. So, it's one thing to sit around and to focus on the positive, but it's also when we're in these spaces where we're really having this fear kick in, and people say, I get it, I understand the concept that maybe I'm disconnecting from spirit because I'm living in this fear right now, but it's way beyond that, because what a lot of times we need to do when we get down to this type of situation is we need to let go and do some surrendering in this process and surrender the process. And this can be a very scary place for a lot of people because they think, but I've been really good, I've been really focusing on being positive, and I've been really focused on saying my affirmations, and I've been really good on this and really good on that, and I just don't understand why this is happening to me. And part of this whole process is that it's not about understanding what's happening right now, because sometimes we're not meant to understand why something is happening in our life, at least not at this point, or why we're going through it. The key is at some point we are going to understand it. And that's challenging for our ego, and that's challenging for us as human beings to let go and say, I don't have to understand it right now in this moment. I just need to keep taking steps. But beyond that, it's about learning how to really embrace this experience and be thankful for it, because that's when we take it and we take this negative experience that we're having and we turn it into something positive. And we totally accept it, because what we're doing in some of the other situations is we're actually ignoring that this is a negative situation for us. We're actually ignoring the pain. And of course, as we do that, it's kind of like ignoring that child that wants our attention, right? It just keeps coming back harder and stronger. And there's some piece of it that we haven't been getting, which is why it's as challenging as it is. So when we just say, I know there must be something here that I'm just not getting in this process. Divine will is going to take care of me in this process, and it doesn't always feel like it. And right now I don't get it, and I don't understand how, and I don't have to right now. I don't have to understand why this process is so important. But if it wasn't sending the kind of fear through us that it is, it wouldn't be as important as it is for us to learn at some point or to go through. So when we kind of let go a little bit and we say, I completely don't understand this process, it doesn't make any sense to me, I don't know why this is happening to me, and it's okay. It really is okay. And at some point I am going to understand this lesson, and at some point I'm going to be really grateful that I had this experience, because at that point I can get to gratitude because I'll understand it. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is just simply say, thank you so much, God, Spirit, Divine Presence, Divine Will, whatever your thing is. Thank you so much for providing me with this experience, because it may be painful right now, it may be challenging to me right now, it may have fear running through me right now, and I totally don't get it right now, and I don't understand why this is happening in my life, but I am going to trust you to take me through, and you're going to land me in a better space. And this I know about Divine Spirit: no matter what happens in my life, I'm going to be okay. Something is going to come through. And that doesn't mean sitting back and being passive and not doing anything. It means it's about accepting the process that we're going through. And that acceptance and that thankfulness, it's like being thankful in advance, right? I don't understand. It's kind of like saying, I don't understand why this job didn't come through. But you know what? I'm going to be really thankful that it didn't come through for me, because in being thankful for it, There may have been somebody else that needed that job more than me. And in being thankful for it, I may end up with something better than I've been focusing on. I may end up going in a different direction, and I may not understand why I have to go move in with a friend for 2 months, or why I have to move back to mom and dad's house for a few months, or whatever the situation is for you. And these are things that we think, it plays on our self-esteem. And if we can sit there and say, I'm going to set my pride aside, I'm going to set the heavy ego aside, and I'm just going to accept that for whatever reason, I need to go through this experience. Again, I don't get it, I don't understand it, I don't like it, it's not pleasant, it may totally suck. And I can say that. This totally sucks to go through, and I don't enjoy this at all. But you know what? I'm going to be thankful for it, because at some point, it's providing me some sort of tool. I can't see it right now, but it's providing me with some tool, some experience that I really need to get. And for that, I appreciate it. So this is a really big thing for you to grasp, and I know it's not an easy thing to do, and I know it's not something that we like to do, and I know it's even counterproductive to some of the things that we've heard out there. But when you do this, and matter of fact, I turned a situation around like this in my life where I was faced with not having a place to go, basically. I was getting ready to be put out of my home at one point. And I actually used this experience because I was kind of like, well, what else do I have? What else am I going to do? And I turned around and I said, Lord, I don't get it. I don't understand why I'm going through this. I don't understand all the lessons that are involved. I don't understand why this feels like it's being taken away from me. But you know what? I'm going to be thankful for this. And the second I said that, it didn't even take 24 to 48 hours for opportunities to start showing up in my life so that I didn't have to move, so that I didn't have to make that change. So this is a very, very powerful tool. And like I said, it's okay to acknowledge it's painful, it's hurtful. That's like acknowledging the screaming child, okay? And it's okay to say, this doesn't feel good. But when we say, I'm thankful for it, I surrender this process, I'm thankful for it, the whole world shifts and changes for us. And I think you're going to see some miracles from this as well. Hey, I really appreciate your time. This is Jessie Ann Nichols George. It's been a pleasure to bring this to you. And I'm certainly looking forward to bringing more tips to you again in the future. If you'd like to find out more about my work, go ahead and check out my website. That's going to cue you into a lot of different things that I'm doing. And you can find that at www.jessieannicholsgeorge1.com. Take care and have some really great holidays.